Everyone. Welcome to, oh, and now we're recording as well. Yeah, welcome to Tuesday Night Live, partner-driven Tuesday Night Live. Usually you get to see Peter and Julie here, but today they asked me to jump on to share with you guys and get to connect with y'all on some of the great things that we're doing from a technology perspective. And particularly, one of the most exciting tools that we've launched this year that I'm really excited to share with everyone. But before I get started with all that, let's just go say it. Go ahead and say hi. Please type it into your chat area in the window. Where you're from, where you're at. Please say hello. I love hearing all the people here. I can see that Gordon's saying hi. Kristen's saying hi to everyone. Gordon, Delaware. Yeah, brother. We have John and Sharon also joining us. That's awesome. Please go ahead, everyone, and type in hello and where you're at. This is so awesome. Hello from Daryl says hello from North Carolina. Doug from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tracy from SoCal. Love my SoCal area. Wow, we got Skip from New Hampshire. Tammy from Virginia. Melissa from South Carolina. Hi, everyone. As you guys might know, we're in Atlanta, Georgia here. Most of the partner-driven team, or a good bit of the partner-driven team, is here in Atlanta, and we are just beginning to experience the shift from summer to fall, which is absolutely my favorite time of year. We also have Graham from Phoenix saying hello, Terry from Fort Lauderdale, Coachy from Austin, David from St. Augustine. Oh my God, what a beautiful place St. Augustine is. That's probably one of my dream places to go hang out and have fun at. Darren in Orlando, Kershid and from Washington State, Joseph is jumping in from New Jersey. We have Taylor from Boston. This is what I love about our community, guys. It's amazing that we have been able to come together nationwide to do what we do. And it's really amazing because we're one of the only nationwide communities that does exactly what we're doing here. Oh, the merch store. Gordon's asking about the merch store. Chelsea and I were just talking about that. We will be letting you know about that soon, Gordon. That's coming down the line. We have Russell from Buffalo, New York as well. And just to clarify, Gordon's asking, I think he's asking about our merchandise store. At the last partner-driven live event, we had all sorts of new cool merch. This is one of the shirts from that event. And we had hats and hoodies. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, someone's saying about those. Yeah, the VIP red shirts that we had, it was amazing. I was actually, the reason it came up, Gordon, I was just telling Chelsea, I was making myself a little tea before we got started. And I'm like, why don't I have a partner-driven mug? Why don't we have a partner-driven mug? For the amount of coffee that we drink, we should all have partner-driven mugs because I think our company runs on coffee. So, oh, and Gordon's saying the wine glasses. That'll be next. That's next level, my friend. So as we're allowing everyone to arrive and everyone is saying hello, I wanted to for those of you guys that are new, right? I know that every night when we do these Tuesday nights, we open this up for everybody. We have our existing partners join us, and it's just one more way for them to connect with us and join the party, join the community, join the learning and the interaction. But on Tuesday nights, it's the one time a week, or actually we do, I think Peter does a Monday night motivation as well, where we open it up to everyone. And that includes people that are not part of our community. So if this is your first time here with us, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us. If you've been here with us before but aren't part of our community yet, welcome again. This is why we do it. This is why we do our Tuesday Night Lives. It's an opportunity for us to share knowledge, share what's going on with the community, and get to know you guys. And on the flip side, have an opportunity for you guys to get to know us, because Partner Driven is so much more than just another training course or another coaching course out there. Partner Driven in a lot of ways is built from the ground up, completely different. And if I can just share with you guys a little bit here in the first couple of minutes here, what makes Partner Driven different It's one simple thing. We're not just about knowledge, even though we provide knowledge. We're not just about coaching, even though we provide coaching. We're not just about technology, even though we provide technology. And tonight we're going to be talking about some of our technology, right? We go the extra step, and what we've done is created an actual partner community where we step in with you, right? And we receive the contracts that we teach you guys how to find the deals, how to negotiate the deals, how to close it. You send it to us. We fund 100% of that purchase. We go through together to monetize, be it wholesale or flipping or whatever it is that we're going to find the fastest way to the greatest amount of cash. And then we split the profits 50-50. It's absolutely amazing. A couple of weeks ago, I was actually had the pleasure to be at the big REI family reunion event. And this is an incredible event that's hosted by a friend of ours named Matt Andrews. And Matt brings together all of the top influencers, teachers, coaches, and companies in the real estate investing space for all of us to spend 4 days together. This year, we actually had Vanilla Ice come join us, which was pretty freaking cool. How many of you guys know who Vanilla Ice is? I don't know. How many people are as old as I am? Oh man. As you guys might remember, Vanilla Ice became to fame in the early 90s. He had that amazing song that I think that we danced at our 8th grade big dances to, Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, I see it coming through. But what many of you guys might not know is that he's also a real estate investor. And I kind of had an idea about it, but I had no idea how deep and how involved he is. He's got a reality TV show around the real estate investing, but he was able to make a transition from the entertainment space and be able to move that clout, that influence, and begin to build his own empire, an empire that was going to last, right, through real estate. And that was one of the most incredible, most impactful things from hearing him speak, is that, you know, even like some of us, at least I can only speak for myself. I mean, some of us had dreams of becoming rock stars. I was at one point, Kristen, we're going to have to share pictures from my band days to the community. I'm sure everyone will get a really good laugh, but that was kind of the dream, right? That was the path and the dream for us to reach success, to reach the level of success that we wanted to have. So for many of us, it was becoming a rock star or a rap artist, right? For some of us, it was sports, right? And then we had those big dreams. And it was really powerful to listen to the reality behind that, right? None of these things are as easy or as glamorous as they seem to be, and really being able to get the behind the scenes stories of the struggles and everything that was involved with that. And then kind of seeing the rebirth and redemption, right? And almost you could say real estate saved Vanilla Ice's life because he was able to move into an arena where he could build true wealth, and it wasn't finicky based off of recording contracts or companies or who's buying what record or who's cool this day, because I know I'm not cool today. I would have not lasted in the music industry very long, and be able to then actually build a true business that he's going to be able to pass down and build legacy. And that was kind of the big message from Vanilla Ice himself last week at the family reunion. But as we were all together and sharing what we do, right? You know, we get the opportunity to all talk and share what's working for us, what is not working for us. And of course, they invite me up to speak to, it's like, all right, let's, Rafa, tell us about what Partner Driven does. And the truth is that I have to tell you, they were just all blown away. Because every time they hear what we actually deliver at Partner Driven, it's really kind of hard to believe. right? Because at the partner-driven program, we provide the training, right? So we have a partner-driven university where you can jump in and access all of our on-demand training. We have countless and countless of hours of on-demand training in there, including every course we've ever created. Our One Deal Away challenge, some of our other courses, phone calling courses, everything is all included in the university. And as our partners get access to that. In addition to the on-demand training, we also provide live training on a daily basis, right? That's live group coaching. A lot of the when I said that, people were like, no way, that's not possible, because a lot of these coaching programs, you know, these are really high-end coaching programs where you get one training a month, right? Or maybe 2 trainings a month. And at partner driven, we completely blow that away. Why? Because we're a partner program, and that means that we're motivated to see you succeed. So to deliver that, we actually provide daily live trainings 5 days a week, right? Where we go through all of the stuff that's inside of the partner-driven university, but we go through it in a live environment and go through the fundamentals of real estate investing. So we have the opportunity to do it live, to receive your questions. We get to roll call. We get to hear your challenges that you're facing in your specific market. It's absolutely powerful. And that happens every day at 9 o'clock Eastern time. We bring the whole community together, all our coaches together, and we provide that service for you guys, right? All with the goal to make sure to help you close deals, right? But that's not where it ends, right? So we have the on-demand training. We have daily group coaching calls Monday through Friday. In addition to that, at Partner Driven, we also provide unlimited one-on-one coaching. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that if you're a partner with us, you get access to our coaches' calendars, right? And we make sure to have coverage. We have coverage, I believe, is something like 14 hours a day to make sure that we cover both the East Coast and the West Coast. And that means that you're able to schedule one-on-one calls with your coach and go into things that you might not want to go into a group setting, or they're not appropriate in a group setting. Kind of get into the mental, the mindset stuff, setting goals, accountability, as well as go into deal specifics, right? Because as we know, all of this stuff, all of this knowledge is theory until we put it into practice, right? And so we want to make sure that you guys have access to us all of this time. So we've got the on-demand training, we have the daily coaching calls, and then we have unlimited one-on-one coaching, right? Partner-driven program goes beyond that. In addition to that, we provide a complete back office support, right? How many of you guys know what that means? Complete back office support. Maybe a better question is, how many of you guys that are out there are solopreneurs, right? Solopreneurs are people kind of like myself, like how I got started, where we're a one-man, one-woman shop, right? We're doing everything ourselves, right? So if you've done that for a while, you know how much of a challenges and work the administrative side of real estate investing can be, right? Can I get an amen out there, right? Who likes paperwork? I mean, it's crazy. I don't have a mind for paperwork, and that's why this next value add that we provide to me is one of the most valuable ones, because we actually provide all the back office support. We have a team that generates the contracts for you, sends them out for you, receives them, then takes everything through the closing process. And that includes going through and underwriting the deal to make sure that we're all getting into a deal that is worth it, that's going to be paid, that's going to be profitable, right? We're also take the process of doing all the title work, inspections, anything that needs to happen to make sure that this is a good deal. We do it and we pay for it. It's absolutely incredible. No one else out there does this for their community. And frankly, it's because it's incredibly hard to do that. But because we were and are truly an investing company first, we had the infrastructure in place to do that. What we needed next was the technology, which is the next value add that we provide to our partners. As a partner, you get access to our deal-driven software, which is one of the most advanced databases of properties in the United States. We have 150 million records of all the homeowners in the United States. And we've built an easy to use interface for you to be able to build lists based off of your requirements, be it the type of property, if it's a non-owner occupied, out of state, tax lien, pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, foreclosures, and I can keep going. All of the different ways that you can slice these properties, and including all of the financial information, so that we can go hunt for those deals that we know are going to have equity in them. Because where do we make the money? It's in the equity, right? We want to be able to buy these houses at a discount, do what we need to do to them, and then put them up for that retail price, right? So our deal-driven software, which we've had available now for the last 2 years, is incredible. All of our partners get access to it, and we provide 1,000 leads a month to our partners, right? It's basically everything that we need to be able to go out there and find deals, but we're not done just yet, because we're continuing to develop our technology. And that's what tonight's phone call is going to be about. We're going to talk a little bit about one of our latest technologies that we've been rolling out this year to our partners. It's only available to our partners. So if you guys aren't partners yet, you probably have never seen this. So you're going to be really excited to see what I have to show you today, right? But it's more technology to help support our people to go find and close deals. And finally, the number one value at the end of the day is that we fund the deal 100%, right? That means that as we underwrite the deal together, we get the title approved, we get the inspections approved, and we move forward, right? We're going to fund the deal 100%. We're going to take the risk. And this is really important. You hear in the real estate investing world all the time, 100% funding, blah, blah, blah. What that often means, first, is it oftentimes is not true, right? Because lenders like to have points. They have, and there are additional costs around getting loans, but that terminology is used to hook you into some sort of loan. It could be a hard money loan, and those interest rates can be pretty intense, right? But in either case, they wanted to put it under your name and collateralize it with the property, right? That means that if the deal goes south, guess who's on the hook? You guys, right? Or us as investors, when we do it that way, right? And we saw that as one of the greatest obstacles to being able to do real estate investing, because at the end of the day, this is not really complicated, but it's a little scary, and it should be, because one misstep can cost several $100,000. And it can put you down. You can lose your business just for one deal. And how do we know this? Because we have faced those challenges ourselves in the past. And so we decided to remove that risk, right? So that you guys have the confidence to go out and get those deals under contract, so that you have the confidence in your partners who are going to do the underwriting, who are going to make sure it's a good deal, and who are going to fund it and take 100% of the risk. That means if the deal goes south, your name is not on a loan or anything like that, or you don't owe us money, or you don't own a bank money. We take responsibility for all of that. We figured if we're the ones that are doing the underwriting, right, we're going to go ahead and fund it. We're going to put it in such a way that the risk is on us, and all you have to do is find the deals, qualify them with us, and then get paid, right? And so this is basically the partner model. It's taken us several years to develop it. We're incredibly proud of it. Kristen, if you can put a link, for those of you guys that aren't partners yet, we invite you to come to join us, jump on a phone call with us to see if this is right for you. Our community is thriving. We have some of the best people in the world, not just in our company, but in our community, coming together, and we're only getting better every day, as well as have additional tuition funding available for you guys tonight. That go to this link and go through, see the presentation, set up a phone call with our team, and find out if this is right for you. See if you qualify for 100% tuition funding for this, right? It's a no-brainer. We are setting up, basically, our goal from the get-go was to basically create a real estate investing business in a box, right? And as you can see, we have a lot of the components together. And the component I'm going to share with you guys today is one of the keystones, one of the last pieces that we're introducing that's really putting all of this, putting the fuel behind it, right? And making it launch, right? So without any further ado, that's kind of what the partner program's about. If you're not part of it yet, join us. If you are part of it, thank you so much. You guys are the reason we do this. I know you guys are connected with our daily trainings that's taking place and everything that's going on. We are here for you guys, and we're grateful that you are here with us tonight. All right. So with that said, who wants to jump into today's presentation and our latest technology, which we call our deal engine? All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here. 1 second. Here we go. Come on, technology. Awesome. All right, so I want to share with you a little bit about this new technology, right? And what it is why we built it, what it does, and how you can get access to it, right? Because we're still in the beta tests of this technology, even though it's going incredibly well. We just have some new things that we're developing, and I'm going to share with you guys here in a moment about that, right? But what we saw, even though we were providing all of this, everything that I just shared with you guys in the last few minutes, right? From the coaching to the technology, to the leads, to the back office support, to the closing support, to the funding, right? We still saw a huge hurdle that people were facing, right? And that is, well, what do I do when I receive 1,000 leads from you, Partner Driven? I mean, thank you very much for providing 1,000 leads, but what the heck do I do this? What the heck do I do with it? Yeah, I know I'm supposed to phone call. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to follow up, but that's all really, it can be really heavy or tactically heavy when you're doing that off a spreadsheet or off of a phone, or, you know, and just sending emails from your Gmail account. It's just not, it's not very efficient, right? And that's why we decided that there had to be a better way. My background when I came into Partner Driven was in marketing automation and CRMs, right? So I had an idea, right, that if we were able to provide our partners with their very own license of a CRM marketing automation system that was customized by myself, Peter, and Julie, with our follow-up sequences, with our text messages, with our email sequences, and give you guys 100% control of this technology, that we would be able to skip one of the biggest hurdles that new investors face, or even existing investors. What do I do today with my data? Right. So that's how the concept beside Deal Engine came about. Now, let me ask a question real quick to the group. How many of y'all are familiar with CRM? And actually, I'm going to twist that question. How many of you are not familiar with what a CRM is? And it's okay if you're not, and I'd love to hear it if you're not, because it'll help me tailor a little bit of today's conversation, because a lot of folks aren't familiar with what a CRM is, right? Even though the technology has been around for some time, it's been very much siloed to a very specific group of people, right? Everyday people don't see a CRM. Let's see how many people here. I'm seeing a few folks raise their hands saying that they're not familiar with CRM. Yeah, so a CRM, man, these guys, CRMs were invented My goodness, I want to say 20 plus years ago. I think the first one, oh my God. And if there's some CRM nerds on here with me, please help me. Do you guys remember Goldmine? Was it called Goldmine? This was one of the first CRM systems that we ever saw. In a CRM, it basically stands for customer resource management. Sorry, my tongue is not working very well. Customer resource management. Sometimes it refers to contact resource management. But the idea is that it works kind of like a Rolodex, right? So, and I kind of just gave away who are the people that will know what a CRM is, right? Who are all the people that had Rolodexes, right? Back in the day. Salespeople. My father was a salesperson in telecom, and I still remember going to his office and there not being a computer on the desk. It's crazy, right? It's amazing how much the world has changed. And in the process of that facilitated our everyday efforts, right? So back in the day, our contact resource management or our customer resource management was a Rolodex. As we advanced over time, it turned into a spreadsheet, right? But basically it's where we put information about our contacts, right? And since you and I, we're all in the quote unquote sales business, even though ours is funny, our sales process begins with a purchase, which I've always loved, because who doesn't want to sell something? Who doesn't want to take our money, right? It's a great place to start, but it's still a sales process, just like all of the other sales processes for different products and companies that are out there, right? And so companies like Goldmine, Salesforce, how many people have heard of Salesforce, right? Those guys are everywhere now. What they did, they realized that, you know, for an organization to be able to grow, they had to be able to manage their data in one place, right? Not only had they needed to be able to manage their data in one place, they needed to be able to add additional information to it, you know, based off of their interactions and conversations, as well as be able to kick off different processes and systems. And that's why CRMs were born, to help organizations be able to manage their sales process, right? And you know, as we were going through this, it's like, well, our people are mostly solopreneurs, right? They're just one person. Do they really need this? And the answer is yes, because even a one person is still an organization. You still have process, you still have contacts, you still have processes that you need to go through, and you still have an end goal of getting a deal under contract, right? And this technology supports you in all the steps. And don't worry, I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a second. But because of access to technology or know-how, very few people have been able to make that leap, unless you're in corporate America or something along those lines, where they basically forced all of us to learn these CRMs. And by the way, hated it all the way, because they used to be horrible. And without calling out any names, to any potential competitors out there, many of them still are horrible because they're clunky and difficult and hard to use. And you still have to connect 1,000,001 different things to them, right? Because as technology has developed, our ability to get things done with technology has increased, which means that our tools have to get more complex. And a lot of times, that's why people like me existed in companies, because we were the ones that were connecting all the different technology together, right? So that an organization could do this. Besides how clunky they were and how difficult they were to use, right? Or how many tools you might have to use to connect to get the process done. The last greatest challenge that people like us faced, especially solopreneurs like us, is that they're extremely expensive, right? The tool that I'm going to show you today is a combination of a CRM, scheduling, phone call, SMS, marketing automation, funnel building, and so much more. All of these tools together, even today, are worth in the $2,000 a month and up, right? You can only imagine how expensive this stuff was even just 10 years ago. It was ridiculously more expensive. Our clients are not partner driven, but in my agency that I work with, you know, the starting fee for the licensing alone for this type of software that could do this was in the $35,000 and above. It's just like, whoa, right? While that might be accessible for corporate America, it wasn't accessible for solopreneurs like us. So for the last several years, we've been kind of working on this back project on how in testing technology and looking for technology that we could bring together and provide something that would be easy to use, that we could include in our partner program so there's no additional charges to it. Sound pretty good, right? And that would generate results, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. So let's talk about a little bit about what are all the tools that are included inside of the Deal Engine CRM, because our Deal Engine CRM technology is basically a combination of deal driven, which is our homegrown software that we developed with Ben Howerton, our partner at Deal Driven, to help us generate lists, skip trace contacts. For those of you guys that don't know what that means, in one click, we can pull up all of the email addresses, phone numbers, and social accounts of these homeowners, right? Be able to look at all of the financial data, how much equity is in the account, if there's a mortgage, who owns the mortgage, right? And so much more, including being able to activate direct mail campaigns. And even from our software today, you can phone call and SMS right directly from the software. And for us, this has been an incredible leap in technology, where we are, out of all of the coaches that I met with last week, or it was 2 weeks ago, and it was about 300 of us that were all out there together, different organizations and companies. We were one of the two that had developed their own software from the ground up to give to their partners, right? Because we include this in our partnership. All of our partners get this, right? And so we're very proud of that, but we still saw a big gap. As I mentioned earlier, it's like, all right, now we have the data, that's super important. Now we have the leads, that's incredibly important. But how do we work with this? How do we turn this into a workflow that's usable so that we can begin to reach out to these prospects, as well as use automation? And this is a key part, guys, use automation to help support us in that process, right? So we began to build Deal Engine in the Deal Engine CRM. In the Deal Engine CRM, there's so much that's going on. We're able to, as I mentioned, it's a CRM system. So we receive the contacts from Deal Driven. You upload your contacts, or if you're buying data from anywhere else, you can put them up there. Or if you're old school and you have bird dogs out there, they're filling out a spreadsheet for you, no problem. You can import all of that into your own CRM system so that you have one place to manage them, right? And there's so much you can do in a CRM marketing automation system. Imagine having uploading a bunch of contacts into a system and then automatically assigning them to campaigns, to outreach campaigns that blend both automation and manual actions to help you reach your potential sellers, right? It's absolutely incredible, right? Because as we add these add contacts into our CRM, we're able to assign them into campaigns that send out email addresses. Also, put them into our manual calls action, automatically send SMSs, and so much more. And let me just take a moment about the auto calling. It's funny. It's called manual actions in the system, even though it's an auto calling system, because it involves you. And this is one of the most exciting things that for me in the workflow process for the CRM that we're providing to everybody. And that is that you basically have your own dialer inside of your CRM. So instead of then having your own CRM that you have to export the system and put it into an auto dialer system that you have your phone callers or yourself working on, it's all in one place. And as you assign the campaigns, it automatically begins to move them through our sequence, and this is a sequence that Julie a custom created herself, where we add them to the auto dialer so that you have the opportunity to dial, and then we send automatic voicemails to them, send SMSs and emails, wait a few days and bring them back around into the auto dialing, right? That way you don't have to think about or worry about what you're going to do today. And listen to this. This is it, guys. This is the super secret from Deal Engine, right? Our goal is to completely take out doubt on what your next step is. Because when you upload your leads and you assign them to a campaign in the manner that I just described, right? All you have to do is jump into the auto dialer and hit start. And that's it. Basically, we've reduced the process to one green button, which is incredibly exciting because now, even if you only have 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 2 hours a day, you can be ridiculously effective by just sitting down on your computer, opening your Deal Engine CRM and hitting one button to launch all of these campaigns, including phone call and dialing. Not only that, when you're dialing through the system, anyone that calls back or texts back or emails back does it all in one place. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. And it's absolutely incredible because we don't have to be looking at our phone or logging into our emails or trying to figure out what Calendly, like what they may be. Everything is in one place, and the combination and the conversation is all in one thread, right? And this is especially cool if you have team members, right? Because as I mentioned to you, Deal Engine CRM is only available for our partners today, right? And we include it in our partner program. But we've really, not only do we include it at no additional charge, we took all of the limits off of it. That means that our partners, as they're learning from us, they can begin to add people into their organization, add users into their system, add phone callers or VAs or bird dogs into the system, right? Where they can have one platform just like us to manage them, right? And the idea here is helping for you guys to really grow beyond the one person shop into a true machine, true organization. The system does incredibly a lot more. We have the ability to have calendars, scheduling of calls within the system itself. It integrates directly with Facebook and Facebook Messenger, so that if you're using Facebook ads or you have a Facebook page and people contact you through there, you don't have to go log into Facebook or log into your business manager in Facebook to go get those conversations. It is all brought into one feed, one thread with all of it in one place. It's incredibly powerful, including integrations directly with Google AdWords and pipeline deal management. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like today. But all my salespeople on the phone call know what a pipeline is. And that's essentially the predetermined steps that we go through. A contact turning into an opportunity, turning into a contract, turning into a close, right? And there are specific steps that we want to take people through, and you want to see how your contacts are moving through that pipeline, right? And if you're able to do that, you'll be able to zero in on where the pipeline's working, on where there's low-hanging opportunities, and so much more. So let's jump in to see what this looks like a little bit, right? Because I think that this is going to just completely transform everything for you. If you're not using Deal Engine and you're a partner, please make sure to contact support to schedule your onboarding call. The onboarding call, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about onboarding in a second, but it's a couple step process, because we set up in the first phone call, we set up the technology for you, make sure everything's connected the way you want it, set up the Twilio connection for your phone calling and SMS, and that's what the focus of the first phone call is. The second phone call and evermore is all training. It's all how to use the system, how to ask questions. And over the last several months, our teams have become experts using the system, because not only did we design it for ourselves and for our community, we're all using it. We're using it for our own investing businesses. And it's incredibly, we're seeing such great results from it, right? So here, what we're looking at is that one thread, right? Imagine being able to log in and see every conversation that you're having in one place, right? If it's regardless if it's a text or a phone call or a Facebook Messenger, you can go into your conversations and see what the latest conversations are that you haven't answered, right? That need to be responded to, and be able to just very easily move through those. As you move through them, you'll notice that it automatically pops up information that we have about that property. You can see here that we have the name, the number, the vacant, non-occupied, and whatever tags that we're adding into the system, right? It's all streamlined to make it easy for you to very quickly go through your responses. Why? Guys, one of the things that we were able to document and discover is that people reply, and the game starts in the reply. A lot of times we get focused, it's like, oh, let me call someone, and we don't reach them. We feel discouraged, right? Sometimes, and especially in today's days, that everyone's looking at, if you're not on their contacts, they don't want to answer the phone or whatever. It can be really discouraging to make 50 phone calls to not have one person pick up the phone, right? And sometimes that can happen, right? But what we're seeing is that when we combine a phone call with a voicemail, with a text and an email, guess what happens? People get really curious and they reply. And that's really where the magic starts and the conversation begins, right? So you want to be able to easily manage all that in one place without having to jump around and try to find a conversation, because you will lose it. You will, things will slip through the cracks. And when you're doing a business like ours, which is a business is based on numbers, we can't afford to let anything fall through the cracks, because that diamond in the rough that we're going through to find, it would be an incredibly sad if that slipped through the cracks just because we missed how they chose to get back to us. Email, messenger, text, phone, right? And guys, that's only increasing. There's going to be further integrations in the future with WhatsApp and other messenger platforms, because the world is continuing to change how they communicate. And we want to make sure that we're staying abreast with that for you guys. So today we put the major stuff in here. It's available from day one. And it's probably one of the coolest things that an outbound agent like yourselves would love to have. But there's absolutely a lot more involved in this, right? In addition to that, we talked about pipeline management. We have the ability to move to create our pipelines based on our processes. Now, we already have that included in here, but the system's customizable. It's customizable to your needs or your process. We have baked it in with all of our best practices. And in our daily coaching calls, one of the weekly coaching calls that we do is all about Deal Engine and how you can change it and do whatever your heart's desire is with it, right? But right off the bat, it comes with opportunity pipelines so that you can watch the contacts come in and move through the process. Have they been contacted or not, right? Have they set an appointment or not? Have they received a contract or not? Have they closed on the contract? The really important part of this, one of my sales managers explained it to me. It's kind of like football, and I hate doing sports references because I'm not the biggest sports guy in the world, and I know for a lot of people it can be lost. But I don't know why this made sense to me. In football, you know, you get 4 downs to make a touchdown, right? And you know, you got your first down, second down, third down, and then hopefully you're really close, or you're punting that thing to get it down the field. Sales is kind of like that as well, right? For example, a first down would be to start a conversation, right? And you can see how from cold contact to conversation, that's incredibly powerful. But are we done there yet? No. When we start a conversation, right, the next step is to schedule an appointment, schedule a visit, right? And that's another great success. We're moving down the line. We're like in a second down situation. And when you break things up that way is how you succeed in a complex sales environment such as ours, or a consultative sales environment, as sometimes it's called. Because if you try to go from cold contact to close all in one shot, it's not going to happen. Maybe 1 in 1,000 is going to happen, but it's not going to happen because that's not how relationships are made. That's not how negotiations happens. That's not how trust is built. You have to take them through the steps. And without a CRM system or pipeline management, is really hard to do that. But the beauty of it is that you can come to, let's say it's the end of the month and you're like, oh my God, all right, where's my closings this month? You can just go look at step 4 and like, okay, these are where all my contracts are out, or these are the people that I've had, or step 3, look at the people that I've scheduled, had appointments with, and focus on those guys because they're closer to the last step, the closing, right? And that's the power of opportunity management, or pipeline management, is something that's been ingrained into CRMs since the beginning. CRMs were actually invented specifically for this piece. This was the major part of it, because then organizations can manage and can forecast what's going to happen. Isn't that a novel idea? To be able to forecast how many deals you're potentially going to close this month, this quarter, this year. Well, by beginning to use the discipline of opportunity management or pipeline management, you're able to do that moving forward, which is a beautiful thing, right? In addition to that, the system has a full-blown marketing automation system, right? That means that you don't have to go get a custom contact or a MailChimp for emailing. You don't have to go get a phone calling platform like CallRail. You don't have to go get a text platform like Simple or Easy SMS to send stuff out, or to have a messenger contact like ManyChat. All of these are tools that are out there, and these are new tools, right? They're really cool tools, but they're all separate. And how helpful is that for us if they're all separate, not only from a cost perspective, but connecting them, right? Now imagine being able to have that all in one place and be able to create your own follow-up sequences, right? And so for a lot of us and a lot of people in our community, especially people that are new to this stuff, you don't know how to do that. So we build it for you. We set it up from day one with all the sequences, just like Julie uses. Basically, we grabbed Julie's example in her version of Deal Engine, or her install of Deal Engine, and put it into all of our partners. And as we make changes and improvements, we're able to pass that on to all of our partners as well, which then becomes incredibly powerful, because in one place, we can then tailor make our campaigns so that an SMS is sent, an email is sent, and then they're thrown into our manual phone calls, and we're able to pound them on the manual phone calls. We have timing elements that then allow us to pause for 4 days and then start the whole process over again. The actual campaign that we have in there is a 42-day campaign, which is really powerful. I remember 42 because I'm a nerd, and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is one of my favorite books. And in that book, if you guys have read that book, 42 was the answer to all the questions of life. Sorry, I digressed a little bit with my nerddom, but a 42-day campaign already set up for you, so you don't have to go not only buy the tool and then learn how to use the tool and then learn how to write the campaigns, set up all that stuff. We are doing it all for you from the start. In addition to that, the system the system has a funnel builder and a website builder baked into it, right? How many people are using ClickFunnels or lead pages or WordPress or Wix? There's so many great tools out there, and I'm not here to talk negatively about any of them. I'm actually a big fan of all of them. I think, I mean, they're a lot smarter than I am, and they've built amazing tools, but I'm a practical guy. And at the end of the day, having separate tools for everything just creates complication and greater possibility for error, both human and technical, right? And so this is what I love about Deal Engine. We put it all under one place. And we've actually put our own templates in there for you guys that you guys can use from day one, or you can build your own, which is incredibly powerful, right? So it's all integrated in one place, because then as the leads, if you drive traffic to those pages and leads comes through that, then they're automatically added into your campaigns and everything else that you want to happen and do, all without any technical overwhelm or having to learn a whole new freaking programming language to make it happen, right? It's all included inside of Deal Engine. Now, in the idea is that you now have the power to scale. And this is kind of one of the most important parts for us, because while we're being really successful in helping you guys as individuals learn the ropes, get out there, get contracts in place and start making money, right? We don't want to end there, right? The goal here is to build a business, is to build a legacy, right? And that means that we need to build a business that hopefully eventually one day can run without you being the horse in front of the cart that's making it all work, right? How many of you have ever worried about that? It's like, all right, I'm learning all this real estate stuff, but how do I grow it beyond myself? This was our answer, right? Our answer that the answer for everyone has always been that you have to put systems and processes in place so that other people can work the workflows, right? And you have one place to manage it all. That's always been the secret. It's just been really hard in the past because all of the multiple different tools that can be associated with it. And you basically, I've been doing marketing automation for 20 years to know what I know. It's not something that you can easily learn fast, right? So having it done for you, set up for you, all under one place, right, gives you, the solopreneur, the opportunity to begin to scale your business. And how do you do that? By adding team members, right? And adding team members in a way that you know they're going to follow the workflows, right? The right processes, that there's a system in place that's going to guide them through the right processes they have to take. Phone call here, respond here, move them through the pipeline there, right? And you be able to manage the process. So frankly, you could do it from anywhere in the world. And this is 100% true. We manage a team nationwide, all on this system, on the same technology. We actually built this out for ourselves first, obviously, before we were able to pass it on to our partners. And we do it remotely. Sometimes I've done it all the way from Costa Rica or France or some Mallorca last year, and no problem. I open up my laptop. I do have to respect the time zone, right? Don't be calling anyone at midnight from Europe. It might be weird, but besides that, you have access to all the data and information, so you can review your business, make sure things are moving in the right direction, and be able to help and take action where it's needed. Incredibly powerful, right? What do you guys think? And there's so much more coming. Over the last couple months, what we've been doing, and this is for my partners, for the partners in our community, I just want to let you know what's some of the cool things that are happening and what's going on. So we've been, right now, the process from deal driven to Deal Engine, that's one of the last manual processes that we have into place. And it's basically that you have to export your leads and import them into the system, right? It's really not complex, but if it's new to you, it's understandably one more manual challenge, right? And so we decided that we were going to get rid of that. But as in the process of building this, right, we found a whole slew of opportunities of things that we wanted to include in this build out, including the ability, and partners, check this out, including the ability for us to be able to automate deal driven, right? Now, remember, I know it's kind of confusing with Deal Driven and Deal Engine. Deal Driven is the data software, right? Imagine being able to automate that process where you put in what your requirements are, what kind of properties you have, what your skip tracing budget is to get phone numbers and emails, and then just it auto runs for you. So on a weekly basis, it's generating. You don't have to even jump into the system if you don't want to. It'll email them to you. It'll build the list inside of the system, and coming very soon, be able to just dump them in directly into Deal Engine for you and launch campaigns. Is that insane? I mean, like, there's no one there's no tool out there that does this, right? And so we've been going through the development process. We're a couple of months into that development process. We're getting closer and closer. We haven't been able to finish it as quickly as we would like, but we're getting really close. And the reason for it was, guys, that as we started building the Deal Driven Deal Engine Connect, we saw an opportunity to further automate the process. The goal being to make this easier for you guys and make you guys successful. And the partners that are on the phone call today, how many of you guys think that sounds amazing? Please let me know. Type in heck yeah if you like this coming, because this is gonna open up the doors for us in a lot of different ways. Not only are we going to be able to take out the last few manual processes in the system, and by the way, we're probably one of the only investing firms out there that has been able to take it to this far, and it's about to wipe out most of the manual process altogether, right? But we're also going to be able to use that data in some really creative ways. Because once that data is automatically added into the system, not only does it go into those campaigns for you, right? And it's going to help you in the short term with being able to start those outreach campaigns. In the long term, we're also going to be able to do all sorts of different things. I mentioned to you guys that this system connects directly with Facebook and Google, right? And what that's going to allow us to do is to be able to share our database with Facebook and Google to make audiences, or what they call custom audiences, inside the system, and be able to in the future run ads to those guys, and then do one of the most powerful things in online marketing today, which is to create look-alike audiences. So let's say I have 1,000, non-owner occupied, out-of-state non-owner occupied leads, right? And I say, Google, Facebook, show me the rest of America, that's the 1% most like these people, and then be able to target them automatically on ads. It's going to be incredibly powerful. I know this is something that we've been working for some time, and every day we're getting closer. This connect and the automation of Deal Driven is going to be kind of one of the final hooks, and then we're going to be able to begin offering additional training and services around inbound marketing and ads, all because of one system to rule them all, which is the Deal Engine CRM. And guys, you can only get the Deal Engine CRM as a partner. We don't charge anything additional for our partners to have access to the Deal Engine CRM, because we're invested in our partners' success. And we're continuing to develop. Wow. For those of you guys that may have a development programming background or been around and stuff, you guys have an understanding of how expensive and the level of investment that it takes to do this, right? And to do this at scale for hundreds of users that aren't paying for this service. We're providing them because the results that we can make together are worth it all the way. Because when you guys close deals and we fund them, we split them 50-50 and we both win. So for us, it was no brainer. Hey guys, let's invest into this technology. We're in the multiple six figures of investments in all of this and growing. By the time this thing is done, this is going to be a 7-figure freaking investment in technology. But as a community, we're going to get so much ROI from it that we don't care. We want you guys using it, even though we're still working through through it and finishing up all of the different steps. That's why we have it, we're calling it beta, and it's only internal for our partners. And as we continue to grow, you guys are going to get access to all of that. The only charges associated with it is that you're phone calling and your SMS, right? Obviously, there's a cost, there's a per phone call and SMS costs for that, but we set it up all for you. It's very reasonable. We are wholesaling basically Twilio's rate. For those of you guys who never heard of Twilio, probably you haven't because you have no need to. Twilio is basically the engine that makes everything in phone calling and SMS for the internet to work. And we have a special relationship directly with them to set all of this up for you guys. And we've taken out all of the mess around it. You don't have to learn all these things. You don't have to connect all of these things. All you have to do is have a positive attitude, be ready to jump into the system, have a laptop. Even though there's an app for the phone in iPad or different tablets, which is really helpful. And you basically can do everything on those too. We really highly recommend to have a laptop before, if you're going to use a deal engine CRM, because it just works better that way, right? And that's it. And be able to jump in and hit one button that says, let's start calling, baby. Let's just shake the tree and generate some deals. So guys, this is the presentation today. Julie really wanted me to jump in here and share with you guys the deal driven process. I do have one more quick presentation that I wanted to go through for particularly for our partners, because I know that our partners are still coming on, right? And so what we want you to do, make sure that you guys go through and go to support to request access to the onboarding if you haven't already. Remember, we need you to have a laptop, and be prepared that we're going to need a credit card to set up. It's just the SMS, phone calling, and emailing, right? That we just can pass on directly with Twilio. And it's just a very, 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 very reasonable. It's the cheapest wholesale rate that exists for those kind of charges, right? And that's it. We will go through setting up the technology together. And let's see. I just want to go through this quick presentation to make sure I'm remembering everything. Oh, when you go through that, you're going to be invited first into a training where we actually go into high-level training of the system so that you can begin to get familiarized with it. You go through a training of it, you'll understand how to use the system, what the workflow is, how to what the process is going to look like, and then you're going to be able to schedule your onboarding call. Why do we do it this way? It's because, guys, we're trying to set you guys up for success. And technology can be a wonderful helper or a mischievous freaking destroyer of everything. And I'm sure you guys have experienced that before in the past. So we want you guys to get into our training first, to go through that. You're then going to be able to do the onboarding call where we're going to create your account and connect it to the different platforms, right? And remember, that first call is only a technical setup. In the past, this has been confusing for some folks. They're like, oh, I didn't get trained. Well, the first call is just technical. We just have to go through the process of connecting all that technology. And frankly, it still takes us about 45 minutes to an hour to make sure that we do everything and everything is connected for you the right way. But from after that, you can join into all of the rest of the training that we have. You can launch your first campaigns and so much more. And partners, we want you on it. We want you on it. If you're scared of technology, it's okay. Just make sure you have a laptop that is a recent laptop. A 10-year-old laptop is going to be challenging. And I know some people may have older technology. It's going to work. It's just going to be slower. And when you're dealing with this much data and this much information, it really does help to have an updated laptop. But it doesn't matter if it's an Apple or a PC and so much more. And in the trainings, we go through the magic of your daily workflow, how to make sure that you're bringing in the data into the system, how you start your auto dialer, how you review all your responses, right? Because that's where the magic happens, right? And then how you go through the process of turning your leads into opportunities and moving them through through the sales pipeline. When Peter asked me, when we decided to do this, there were many concerns, guys. Were we going to be able to share and coach and teach a technical sales process to people that aren't necessarily technical or sales oriented? And we had our doubts. We knew that was going to be our greatest challenge, but I can't tell you how incredibly blown away we have been by our community and the caliber of folks that we have in our partner program. Because even people that barely logged into a computer to check emails, right, dove in head first and committed to learning this process and committed to working this process. And what's happened is greater success than we could have ever imagined through the system, right? And for that, the partners that are on and you know I'm talking to you guys, especially if you're using the system today on a daily basis, I can't tell you how incredibly blown away and proud we are as a community of you guys. And we're going to continue to develop this to support you guys and make it even easier to get deals under contract, to find hot deals, get them under contract and get them to us so that we can close them and fund them. And so guys, with that said, that covers tonight's webinar. Kristen, if you can go ahead and throw in there, please, the link for everyone that's not a partner. Y'all, come join us. We want you on the team. We're growing nationwide. There really isn't a better time in history of real estate investing to get in. It's incredible. And it doesn't matter if you're in an urban area, rural area, West Coast, East Coast, North, South. We want you in the community and we can help you find a path to success. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much. We're going to keep this little link open here so you guys can jump in there for schedule your call with our partner team. See if this is right for you. Qualify for 100% tuition funding. Can you imagine getting all of this like funded for you? It's incredible, right? And let's get started. Let's start closing deals together. Thank you, everyone. Wishing you guys a blessed Tuesday evening and see you soon.